You can go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Faith Swain, and I am Ojibwe. I am the granddaughter of Tom Molyneux First Nations from Bear Island Reservation. I am also the Indigenous Youth Ambassador at GROW, and we are gathered here today on the traditional land of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe people, and this land is protected by the Dish with One Spoon Welcome Agreement. I'll now turn it over to Brian so we can start cooking. Thank you.
Okay, hey folks, I just want to say thank you, Faith, for that acknowledgement, and likewise GROW for allowing myself, my kids, and Permaculture Live to host you folks this evening. We're going to do some cauliflower wings, or just some bites that are breaded cauliflower, ultimately. We like those, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we like them. So we're going to go ahead and get started there. You should have received your box that had one large cauliflower in it. So you can go ahead and wash that, start pulling it apart. Now, once you've washed it, I'll show you about the sizes that you have if you haven't washed it yet. So here we go, Olivia. Let's head on over here. Now, if your oven is not on yet, or at this time, it should be, so make sure it's set to 350. The longest part in all of this is baking the cauliflower. So Brian has got our little puppy with him, Pepper. Yeah, there's Pepper with us. Okay, so. Okay, you want to turn on the water? Okay, so Olivia is just going to pull off some pieces, but your cauliflower, that's about the size of the bite. So if it's bigger or smaller, there's no real rule to it, but try and go with fairly equal size. You'll see by the judging by your cauliflower what it should look like. So go ahead and break that apart. So here we go. Olivia combine them. Here we go. Give me one of those pieces. It's apart, huh? It would be great if we had a camera on this side so you could see us breaking apart our cauliflower. How's everybody's cauliflower coming? You almost done? Yay, nay? Okay, great. So I'll let them finish up. There's just a few more pieces there. What you folks can do is get out a medium-sized mixing bowl. You're going to take your 1.5 cup of flour. I think I might have been a little overzealous in the original ingredients. I think that it's more 1 cup of flour and 2 cups of milk. I have 1.5 cup of flour and 2.5 cups of milk. So I actually think you just need a little less, considering the size of the cauliflower that we have here. So that's about all that you'll need. Unless you're making more, then consider that as another route. So you need those 2 things. You'll need the garlic powder, the cumin, and the paprika. So that's 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika. All that should have been in one single bag. You guys all done? Great. They got their cauliflower, our cauliflower all set. Oven's at 350. And then you'll need to add from your own ingredients that you got at your house, 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. So put those all into a medium mixing bowl and start mixing it up. So there's that. You can put that in there, honey. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Brian, you want to come over here? You can put in 2 scoops of this. This is flour. Can you go do that? And I'm gonna get the milk for us. So 2 scoops of flour into here.
Whole? Two whole?
Yep. Yep.
Like this?
Yep. You want to probably do 3 like that. So that I would consider that 1 full one, right? Now you need to do another full scoop of that. So that's 1 cup of flour, and I'm gonna get the milk. And then 2 cups of milk. So it's just flour, Brian. It's probably not gonna taste like anything. Okay, so here we go. You guys can both mix it, yes. Right, that's just plain as can be and dry, right? You're just eating flour. Crazy kiddo. Okay, here, I'll take it. I'll take it. You can put it right here on top. Thank you. Great. Okay, so they're mixing the 1 cup of flour, the 2 cups of milk, the garlic, cumin, paprika, salt, pepper, all that stuff in this mixing bowl right now. And I will help them when they're done. So yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Once you got that into a really good batter, it's mixed completely, so you don't have any of the flour bits that are in little balls there. Once that's all mixed completely, then go ahead and apply or put your cauliflower into that bowl and get them all coated. Once you get them coated, set them aside, and then we're going to go ahead and apply the breadcrumbs. So go ahead and start coating each one of your cauliflower bits into the mix once you have it completely blended. So take a look here, looking good. I'm going to take a little mix here and we're going to show.
Sorry, Brian.
Yes.
Said how much milk if you're only using 1 cup of flour? How much milk?
2.
Cups?
Yeah, I think it says 2.5 is the original, so just put 2. Yeah. It's not supposed to be very thick, FYI. Right now, this is not a very thick coating, and it won't be. So just be prepared for that. Thank you, Brian. You're helping so well. So get on you. Does it taste okay? Tastes better than the flour itself.
I already tasted it.
Yeah, you tasted just this. You're braver than me. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Does it taste
very
okay?
salty.
It tastes okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so yeah, it's probably the paprika. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and drop our cauliflower bits in. So again, I'm just putting these in at whole completely, making sure that every bit is covered in the mix. So does everybody see that? I'm sorry if you can't see that. So I got my mix completely covered. Now, I was considering just putting these pieces into the bag that we have the breadcrumbs in and possibly just shaking them in there before I put them onto the pan. So I'm going to try that. And if not, then I'm going to put them into a bowl and I'll toss them around in there. So I'm going to experiment there first. I think that might be enough. We don't want to go overboard and put too many pieces of cauliflower into the bowl yet. So that one might be, you can eat that if you want. Go ahead. Does it look good? Yeah. So I've got my baking sheet, and I'm gonna use parchment paper. That's one of my favorite things to use. It's compostable parchment paper. You can also use just a non-stick pan or oil, but go ahead and put that down, and then you're gonna, again, bread your pieces of cauliflower in the panko breadcrumbs. So you can go ahead and do that now. You might have to do one piece at a time. You can put them in the bag. I'm gonna experiment there with that, or put them in a bowl and toss them there. Let's see here, kiddos. While you eat some cauliflower, take this piece. Let's try it. Just drop that in there. That looks like it might work. Huh? There we go. Okay, so this is in the words of Olivia. She said, "Oh, it looked like it really worked when we just put it in the bag, one piece at a time, and kind of shook it." So that's what I got here, is a breaded piece of cauliflower, if that's what you'd like to look at. Okay, so yeah, here you can go next over there. Let me shake it. Make sure everything is much better. Okay, perfect. Excellent. Brian, do you want to shake one too? Yeah. Put it in there. Just make sure that you hold it up here. There you go, right here. Keep it shut. Yep, shake it. Bueno. Awesome. That's perfect. Good job. Just a second, bro. Just a second. Cauliflower monster. Pretty tasty. You can do the next one a little bit. There you go. Perfect. If you want, Olivia, you can toss any of the other cauliflower bits that you see. You can put them in the bowl now. Yep. Okay, and if you're lucky enough to have any other little helpers around the kitchen, you can get a bowl and your plant-based butter out. And if you have the hot sauce, you should have a little bottle of Frank's hot sauce. You can grab that as well and get that off to the side and prepared. So we'll get ready to start there too. All right, perfect, B. Looking good. I got some on you, a little bit. Is it a breadcrumb or is it the sauce?
The breadcrumb.
The breadcrumbs. Let's see. Hey, Pepper. Okay, don't get her too close to the pan, please. Thank you. You don't want to be cooking her, do you?
No.
Sure. You ready? Shape roux. Okay, great. You're gonna do one next, Olivia? Okay. We're about 2/3 of the way done here, folks. So if you're wondering how fast it's going for everybody. I just want to make sure that it's all of it, as much of the extra batter off as possible. We don't want it to kind of did already, huh? Okay, so go ahead and give it a shake. Make sure those crumbs stick on there. If you need any more breadcrumbs, perhaps you have some at home. Otherwise, if you have it, you can push some on or inside each of the pieces underneath too and get some bread there. The flour that you've applied is good enough, but the pieces of bread that we have are making it a little bit more crispy and giving you a little bit more pop. So just think of it that way. Great. Go. Yeah, what's up? I wouldn't do that. Thank you, no. Almost there. We're about 80% done now. If you're keeping up, I see a question or a comment in the chat. Let's see here. There is no amount given for the dairy-free butter. Okay, yeah, so when we get there, that is basically up to you. What I would suggest is the hot sauce that you have, think about how spicy you want it. For me, I'm gonna start with just the butter melted, and I'm gonna apply that to a portion because I know that the kids don't like a lot of Tabasco sauce or spicy food. So I'm gonna limit what they are exposed to. Now for mine, I'll drop in either the full half, or I mean, sorry, 1.5 cup of hot sauce, or I'll modify it based on who I'm sharing my meal with. So just realize that that is the max spiciness. If you want really spicy cauliflower bits, then use exactly what's prescribed, which is that 1.5 cup of hot sauce. Otherwise, modify what you need with just the melted butter, because you're going to coat each one of these pieces with butter in about 20 minutes after it's in the oven. So as far as the dairy-free butter goes, I would suggest starting out with at least 1/2 cup, melt that in the microwave, get that into something that you can baste with. So I have a little baster here. And then in 20 minutes, I'm gonna pull these out and I'm gonna baste them in that butter and hot sauce mix. You almost there now? Okay, here, I'll help you. We got a few pieces of cauliflower in the bag. Well, I was just commenting if I saw some cauliflower. So here. Okay, once you get your pieces on the pan, you can go ahead and stick it in the oven, and we're gonna put it in for 20 minutes. So I'm gonna set my timer now. Set this to the side. Now, as I mentioned, you'll need about at least starting out with half a cup of the margarine or the plant-based butter. And depending on your spice level, you can put up to 1.5 cups of the hot sauce. Again, I'm going to do a little bit with just butter starting for the kids, and then I'm going to add my hot sauce to the mix. So I'll have a combination of not spicy and spicy pieces of cauliflower. So what's up, buddy? Okay, thank you. Put that over here. Now, because this is a dish that does take about 40 minutes to complete, you might be considering some other meal options. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw some of the corn that we got from the Grow Market this weekend. I'm gonna put that into a pot and boil that, so I'll have that along with this. And we're gonna just share in either some tofu bites or tofu strips that we just have prepackaged, and so we're gonna eat there. So you might get some other things ready for yourself, because these are great things to have as your meal, but again, I like to have a bit of other things too. So this is a lot for just having cauliflower for dinner isn't really what I would suggest personally. I'm gonna go ahead and get some other things going. So here, Olivia, let's get that started. You want to put one of those pieces of parchment paper on that one. Hold it tight. Give me one before. Dog. So I got my corn too from this weekend, which was really great the other week. So I trust it's just as good. Okay. Set that over here. Now, one of the things I thought would be really fun is if we could do what I like to call a plant parade. So if you have a plant that you want to show off to every squeak toy for my dog. Let's see. Okay. So I am back on and we're recording. If you have your butter melted, you should do that. And likewise, decide on how much, if any, you're going to leave without the hot sauce. So again, my kids are going to eat some without hot sauce, and then I'll put the hot sauce onto my portion. Otherwise, you put the full 1.25 or 1.5 cups of hot sauce into your margarine mix. Excuse me, Olivia and Brian. Just gonna make sure you're okay here. Okay, now I'm going to reiterate what we just had a conversation with offline before we started recording, but you can actually see the digression. So I have some really nice breaded bits. Maybe I'll bring it up actually a little closer to you folks. I have some really nice breaded pieces here. And then as we get towards the end, you can see it literally all starts to fall apart. So if anybody on the Interfluffs or here or any of your networks have ways of sharing some knowledge around breading, that would be awesome. I would be thrilled to hear that. Because again, I don't consider myself an expert. But I take out those pieces. And again, I have my butter melted. I have a baster, and I'm gonna just start to baste these pieces, the number that I want for no spice. And then I'm gonna add my hot sauce to this mix when I'm ready to do that. So go ahead and start doing that now. You really wanna be generous with it. You wanna get as much of it as deep as it can possibly be with the butter. Or with the mix, depending on what you're doing there. Are you wanting to help baste, honey? Yeah. You want me to turn this down? This is probably good enough. Just don't touch the pan. You know, the base, all of the pieces of just- Brian, would you like to baste any? Or are you okay? You're okay? Do you want to set the table for us? Okay, thank you. All right, where are you right now? You getting over there? Okay, so now, because you're about halfway through, can we add the hot sauce for Daddy's pieces? Okay. So again, the kiddos and myself, we have two different spice levels going on, basically. One with just the butter, so that's glazing everything, and then I'm gonna add proportionately. I'm gonna add half of the whole mix that we put into. If you didn't do a full 1.5 cups for your total mix, I'm just gonna put 3/4 of cups into my leftover butter. Very good. You like those breadcrumbs?
They have
Oh, some of them did.
a
Oh, that's why. Okay, so yeah, here I am making a pretty spicy mix, butter and all. And it's pretty simple, obviously. It's just your butter and hot sauce combined. Excuse me. Olivia is picking at some of the breadcrumbs. She says they taste very good. You didn't do this one, did you? Which other ones did you do? You did that one. Yeah. pieces. So if you're done, this is kind of what I have, a 50-50 portion for myself and the kids, the original sauce side. And then I have the just buttered side. It kind of just looks a bit glazed over. So again, that's what it looks like. And I'm going to put it back in the oven now for another 20 minutes. And after that, bon appetit, it'll be complete. So we'll start there. Again, hot sauce is determined by your own desire. Now, if you were looking at the original recipe that was shared, it mentions the cashew sauce, the sauce that you can make in addition to what we're doing here. So that might be a great way of, using the downtime if you don't have other things. But I just like to use some over the table ranch or other sauces to dip my food in, or no sauce at all. It can be on its own if you're just having the buttered side. Sometimes the kids just like it with ketchup, so that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, it can be great on its own there with some salt, or maybe you don't need any more salt in it, to be honest. But in any case, that's what I like to do, is dip my stuff into this ranch. So I have some ranch that I use. Otherwise, now we're just waiting again. I'm going to actually put my timer on for 20 minutes, and we're going to wait until that's done, and cauliflower bite should be finished. I have other things that I'm doing for my meal, some tofu strips and some other things from the Grow Center, the corn that I picked up. So again, I'd invite you to get the other bits of your meals done, and not have your dog bark while you're on live with people. So, but she's outside looking at a squirrel, I think.
There's nothing.
Do any of you folks have pets? I have again, we have this little Chihuahua with us. Her name's Pepper. But if you have a pet and you're able to share, you're not in the middle of getting your food onto a pan or finishing up with that cauliflower. If you have a pet that you'd like to share with us, we would be thrilled to see what's going on. But this is Pepper. She's about 8 months old. So a little Chihuahua. Oh, yeah, there you go. You want to take a break? Is it Joshua and David? You guys got a pet?
So we don't have any inside pets. We have outside pets.
Oh, yes.
But Joseph really likes Chihuahua dogs, right? He wants to buy one. So do you have any tips or anything that you can tell us about this certain type of breed? Like, what do we need to know?
What do you guys think? You want to start from your perspective first? What do you have to say? They're really loyal. I was mentioning that to Olivia. They're very loyal. So once they've attached to a companion or companions, a family, they can be quite loyal. What else? Why don't you come over here?
They're not that easy to train, though.
They're a bit tricky to
No.
train. Yeah, they are. They're a bit particular. So when it comes to being guard dogs, they're excellent guard dogs. And again, they're really loyal as far as companions. I'm sure right now the internet is blowing up if they're contradicting what I have to say. But Pepper is great, actually, as far as us training her and being diligent with like tricks and things. But I have yet to get her good with being comfortable with everybody. So a bit of her behavior is what I have to work on there. So behaviorally, they can be a bit intimidating to folks that they aren't familiar with. But if they're in your home and they see people every day, they're quite loving, and they're absolutely the most loyal and affectionate dogs you can think of. Now, they have the biggest ears to brain ratio of any dog in the world. So if you, as you can imagine, their sense of hearing is quite heightened. So anything that they can hear, they react to. So whether it be outside or whether it be inside, they're very aware of their surroundings because of what they can hear. Pepper loves to watch TV, and she watches TV because she's hearing for the most part. So,
Thank you for that. That's
yeah.
great.
How old is Joshua?
Joseph, he's actually,
Joseph,
he's
sorry.
8, and then David is 4.5.
Okay, I actually had a Chihuahua when I was 10. From when I was 10, I got my first Chihuahua, and she lasted until I was 26 years old. So it's quite a long lifespan. That's the other thing. Anywhere between 16 to 20 years is the average lifespan of a Chihuahua. So,
Are there any health issues with overbreeding or?
yeah, they have the same things as any small dog, like a Shih Tzu or other small breeds. They can have breathing issues because the short snouts. So yeah, you want to be mindful of what their lineage looks like. You know, see if there could be related issues. And you might notice Pepper doesn't really have the big bulgy eyes. Some Chihuahuas have pretty big eyes. So depends on what people like. But I see a lot of different styles of the breed out there, and she's just one variation of it. So I think I think that she's a great companion. I like to travel, and I have like we can pretty much go anywhere, and I know that she's going to be comfortable because she fits in a truck or a car or anything compactable. She'd be in stowaway on a plane, that kind of thing. So I like that she can come with us pretty much everywhere. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we should pull on our tofu strips. I know that nobody else is doing that, and I'm recording a dog video session. But in any case, what else do we got here, kiddos? Mm-hmm. What animals, if I can ask, Pam, what animals do you have on the farm? I know you have some horses. I understand that.
Yes, we have horses, sheep, and chickens.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody?
We
Go ahead.
just got baby chicks 4 weeks ago, so we're watching them grow up, which is a lot of fun.
Are you sharing those with people? Are you growing them yourself? What are you doing with your little chicks?
We're just using them for eggs. We used to have a lot more and we'd sell them, but now we're just kind of down to 20 chickens right now, plus the little ones.
Just 20.
Yeah, just 20. We used to have 100, so it's less.
Wow. Does anybody that lives in the city of Niagara Falls, does anybody have chickens on their property or know of anybody? No. I know the bylaw, at least from what I understand, somebody could be correcting me if they know, but it's a 80 by 40 lot you have to have chickens on your lot here in Niagara Falls. So it's definitely an option, just maybe not for everybody, unfortunately. So, or fortunately. Are they easy to take care of, Pam?
Yes, they're very easy to take care of. Yeah. And they're a lot of fun, actually. They have a lot of personality and you can train them. They can, you can come when they're called. And so they're funny little creatures once you get to know them.
Yeah, okay. My mom and dad have a farm down in Kentucky. I don't know if anybody knows this, but I'm actually an American living here in Canada. I've been here for about 10 years now, but they have a farm down there and we have chickens on that farm and some horses, but mostly horses is what they keep on their farm down there. What's that? How many horses do they have? My mom says she has 17 horses. It's a bit for me. How many do you have, Pam?
We have 4.
4.
Yeah.
Do you ride all 4? Or are they doing various activities for you?
We ride 2. 2 are trained. 2 were born on the farm and we never trained them fully. But yeah, they're just pleasure horses, just trail riding and here on the property. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of trails, does anybody do any of the Bruce trails that are nearby? Do you guys get to do that via horse or on your own, I guess? Your own 2 legs?
I think
Yes, we
Wynn
have
has a
walked.
lot to share. Yeah.
Yeah, we have walked more than half of the Bruce Trail, so about 500 kilometers of it.
From here up to Tobermory?
We did continuously up to the Beaver Valley, and then we have done much of the Bruce Peninsula, but not continuously. So that part I haven't logged because we did it quite a few years ago. But I've taken my cauliflower bites out of the oven, and I don't know if
Those look really good, Wynn. Yours look delicious.
in addition to that,
I hear the queen rain.
Wow.
your Salisbury steak, we call it phony chicken, but it's made with tofu and gluten flour. And then we're having the corn, thanks to your idea, and some sweet potato that I baked. But now I can't wait to get started eating our cauliflower bites.
There you go. Well, I think I got mine. I have a few more minutes, so I'm gonna let that go. But we should, if you want to go and eat, Wynn, you should definitely enjoy your bits if they're finished.
Well, I want to tell you about something. We don't have any pets in the house, but we feed lots and lots of birds outside, and something very, very special came by yesterday morning, and that was a young fox. So he's come before and gone too fast, but yesterday I got a beautiful picture of this young fox.
Oh, nice.
Well, there we are.
Whereabouts are you, Wynn? Are you like in the city, or are you outside of Niagara Falls? Whereabouts?
Well, I live right beside Sandy, and our home backs onto the Niagara Escarpment. So we have a green corridor behind us, and it's that incredible habitat that enables us to see so much wildlife.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely. Well, I would love to next time, because we're going to have plenty of time when we do these Salisbury steaks. If you join us, that is easily, if you love the pasta carbonara, if you enjoy these cauliflower bites, hands down, these Salisbury steaks that we will make next week, followed by the ratatouille, are simply my favorite recipes to share with people. So don't miss those weeks. And again, you'll want to enhance those meals with something. Maybe it's corn like we're going to have, or some other items. But I'll make a plug for that before you leave us, Wynn, because those 2 meals simply, I think, in my opinion, they kind of shadow last week's. So enjoy your meal, and that's all I'm going to make for the plug for this week. Anything else that you want to share with me before Wynn takes off for anybody?
No.
So yeah, I don't have much else other than waiting for the time to expire. My bits, I think you can see they actually look really good. So yeah, I know I'm right on track, and likewise Wynn and others should be too. So thank you, Wynn, for joining us. And if anybody else has anything else to share, look at Sandy's.
Wow, they look good. We're going to have to share, Sandy.
Yeah, they do. Mine got sauce on them though, Wynn.
Yeah, it looks great. I love how the butter makes it kind of crusty and glaze over like that. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
So delicious. Oh my goodness, thanks for sharing that.
They still need 5 minutes, so I put them back in.
Yeah, your bigger pieces you might find, again, test your own, because I wasn't there to give you exact dimensions. They may need a little more time. So I got about 7 minutes left on my stuff. Again, I want to make sure it's done completely and crispy. So do check that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else, Olivia? Is this a good time to let everybody go? I'm curious because, again, I'm just letting time expire. I can talk my head off or get you guys engaged in some other way. I do play instruments. If anybody's got any musical backgrounds, maybe we can have a jam session here. My background actually is in music, so I have a degree in that. So if anybody's interested in jamming at some point, we can certainly get that going. But
I was wondering if it would be possible for those of us who were cooking, if we could hold up our cooking and then Maya will take a screenshot. We can use that on our social media after.
Yes.
yeah, so can you say that again? I'm sorry, my volume cut out while you were starting that.
Yeah, I was wondering, Brian, if everyone could, just like Sandy's doing now, kind of hold up what they were cooking, and then Maya will take a screenshot.
Okay, that sounds great. So Olivia, bring the stool over. Brian, would you like to be a part of the picture? You got about 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8.
Okay. That looks awesome. Okay. Here we go, Olivia.
So hold on a second. Okay, maybe I could do.
I think Rose is coming too. Hold on.
Yeah. Can't wait for her.
It's nice and toasty, huh?
Everything looks so great. Oh my God. Okay. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Let's see.
Bon appetit. Yeah, thanks again, everybody. I really enjoyed this opportunity to share with you folks here at GROW, those joining us on Permaculture Live and in my home. So thank you so much for letting me share that stuff with you. And again, I'm just going to make a plug for next week's Salisbury Steak. Please do join us there. It's a little more intensive, but it's definitely worth the outcome. So join us then, and bon appetit. Have a great evening, folks. And thank you so much for this opportunity to share with GROW. And I appreciate everything that you guys do for this community. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And thank you for showing the flower.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you to Olivia and Brian for helping cook today. That was awesome.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.